Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is Easy B with Easy B Tactical. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, share the video. Today we're going to talk about my spy wannabe guns, and by that I mean something elegant enough to be carried on your person, not an everyday carry. It has to meet the purpose of quiet, somewhat compact and small, and really for the purpose of quick covert elimination. Okay, what if James Bond came over and he had no guns too? He didn't have his Walter PPK, but he wanted to go to an action and do some kind of cover-up. What would he borrow from my collection? But not all as elegant. So we're gonna go from biggest to smallest. Let's start with this one of my latest acquisition. Actually, I've only had this a few weeks ago. I've seen this for years. I finally pulled the plug. This is the BNT Station 6 in 9mm. All firearms are, of course, unloaded and checked for safety. This is not your smallest pistol, of course. It's quite big. The suppressor is quite large. And it's not the quietest pistol. However, it's very covered. If you don't know about this pistol, I'll make another video to kind of go in more details. But it's basically a modern version of a well-rod pistol, which was a true pistol meant for assassination and spies. So Brugger & Thomé, Swiss company that makes firearms, decided to make a modern reproduction of this pistol. Of course, now I'm having trouble pulling the suppressor. So the BNT Station 6 in 9mm. This is a single shot pistol. It's like think of it as a bolt action pistol. So what you do is you fire, push, eject the casing, put a new round, or he has a magazine, push, twist, and fire again. The trigger is interesting. It's got a safety pump, so when you grip it properly, it activates the safety. Now you can press the trigger. It takes a standard 1911 magazine. But again, I won't go into too much detail on every single gun, but this is the Station 6.9, which I think fits in what a spy will have in his assortment of tools. Let's go to something a little bit smaller. Of course, you can't talk about spy without thinking 007. And 007 carries a Walter PPK. This one is a Walter PPK in 22 long rifle. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is the suppressor. The Station 6 here has his own, it comes in this kit with his own matching suppressor. This is my Walter PPK in 22 caliber, PPKS to be precise. Currently I'm rocking a Silencer Co. Sparrow 22. This is a good choice. This is probably the one I will pick ultimately because it's a Walter, it's a PPK, it's James Bond style, and it's quite skinny. Very, very classic, you know, very elegant. You get a little more look with this platform. It's not very thick. And with the Silencer Co. Sparrow or any kind of good 22 suppressor, you get a good sound reduction. especially because the Sparrow is not too big, so it's not as thick as the one for 9mm. But of course, this is a 22. In reality, maybe you want this in a 380 ACP with a threaded barrel. Let's go to the next one. If, let's say, you are more about the Italian style and you want it to you still have to be a spy, you weren't British, or maybe you're British and you don't necessarily want to use a British gun, so you can have a Beretta, in this case the 21A 22 long rifle, a Bobcat. This is the 22 long rifle version. You can also have it in 32 ACP if I'm not mistaken. The Bobcat has a small magazine. I forgot how many rounds it takes, maybe 5 or 7. I'll look it up. But I love the Bobcat because it's a small, short platform, yet you still have some class, you know, the wooden grip, very nice wooden grip, the Beretta logo. This one I've had for a while. You can either fire from the magazine or you can have it in single shot by popping the barrel and dropping around. Right now I have an AAC element suppressor, element 2 in 22 long rifle. This one is quite quiet as well. However, because it's a shorter barrel and smaller mass, it makes a little bit more noise than the Walther PPKS when I suppress it. But very nice platform, very small as you can see, small and compact. So this is the Beretta 21A Bobcat, like this, nice and short. This last one is more of a, I don't want to say gimmick, it's more of a fun collectible pistol. I would not use this as a spy for my main firearm, but this may be your last ditch effort to kind of divert and escape. It's the Lifeguard 22LR pistol. This is the pistol that's supposed to be the size of a credit card. It fits perfectly in an Altoids box. May not with a suppressor, of course. But this one, I'll probably be like, would you care for a mint? Pull it out, pow, and then run away. It would be more like a single shot because it is a single shot. So it wouldn't be a pow, it'd be a pow, reload as you run away from the scene. But very compact. I really bought it because I like things that are weird and interesting and small and compact. Lifeguard, it's got a little compartment, and I'll make a video. I think I have a video about this one, so you can check out in my video. It's got a compartment for a couple of extra rounds. You deploy it by unfolding like so. You cock it by pulling this part, and now you can fire the pistol. And then to recock it, you have to pop slightly, then it's ready, and then you fold it. Or you can open up the chamber by pulling these two tabs and opening it. So single shot loading, kind of like the Beretta 21A. And on this one, I have a Bowers BD 22.57 can. Very good suppressor for the size and how compact it is. I love this little guy. Bowers BD, very nice little can, tiny little guy. But from, you know, without a suppressor, let me show you. This is how big this thing is. Very short and compact. And I like to kind of pair these with suppressors that are either the same size or just a little bit bigger than the actual firearm. Maybe an ultimate combo will be to run any of these with something like an Odessa 9 in a compact, shorter configuration like this. But you could put anything on this 22 Lifeguard, to be fair. You can put any suppressor threaded by half by 28. By the way, all those suppressors are threaded half by 28. But you could have a combo just like this. So this was a Lifeguard 22 long rifle. And that concludes my little selection of suppressed mini spy guns. I'm going to have another video for my alternative to 007 pistols featuring a Walther PPK, but other pistol that I think could be alternative to Walther PPK. This is more like a little classic video of things that I like to collect that remind me of potential good little spy guns. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Post a comment. Which one of those things would you rock, especially with a tuxedo? The Walther PPK, the Beretta 21A, the life card. Where would you carry a life card? In your pocket? In an Altoid box? Or do you want to be modern and go with the BNT Station 6? On a holster maybe, underneath your jacket, like so. Thanks for watching Easy Be Tactical. Remember to subscribe, like the video, post a comment. See you later.